we have two special right triangles that we're going to talk about. This one that we're going to look at today is the 45 degree, 90 degree right triangle. So remember, right triangles have the 90 degree angle, and if the other two angles are the exact same, then it's our 45, 90 special right triangle, and we can tell a few things about the lengths of the outside of our triangle based on this. So we're going to label our legs of the triangle as A's. And the hypotenuse, so our legs are the ones that are across from the 45 degrees. So A's. And then the side that is across from the 90 degree angle, our hypotenuse, is A square root of 2. A square root of 2. So again, this is why we've reviewed and dealt with our radicals and simplifying our radicals here. And A is just some number. It's just a length. It could be 5, it could be 12. So let's look at an example. We've got our right triangle. If this angle is 45 degrees, this angle has to be 45. So we've got our 45, 90 right triangle. The y is our hypotenuse, so it's the one that's across from the 90. And so that means that this is an A, or a leg, and this is an A, or a leg. So those two legs have to be the exact same. So that's 8. And if I'm given a leg, then I can find the hypotenuse by just plugging in that number for A. So our hypotenuse is 8 square root of 2. That's it. It's easy when we're given one of the legs. What about when we're given this is the hypotenuse. So we've got, when we're given the hypotenuse in this manner, let's see, this is a leg, this is a leg, so X and Y. If our hypotenuse is given with the square root of 2, then this number in front is A. So that means that each of my legs is just that number, in this case 9. All right, of course, we're not going to keep it that easy. What are we given here? We're given the hypotenuse as 19. So this time it doesn't have the square root 2 in the answer. So we got to figure out how we're going to find these legs. Well, we know that the hypotenuse is supposed to be A square root of 2. And in this instance, it equals 19. So then that A just acts as some kind of variable, some number I gotta find. Okay, so right now it's being multiplied by square root of 2. How am I gonna get rid of that? Well, I'm gonna divide by the square root of 2. So A equals 19 square root of 2. All right, to make this more complicated and bring up some things you might have forgotten, we're not gonna leave that square root in the denominator. So what we're going to do to get rid of it in the denominator is we're going to multiply by 1, basically the top times the top and the bottom by the same. So then on top we've got 19 square root of 2, and on bottom. Remember what's happening here, side note. When I have a square root of 2 times a square root of 2, really that's big square root 2 times 2, so that means that that's square root of 4. And how does this work and why do we do it? Because it gets rid of this, because the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, that's it. That's as simplified as we're going to get. Remember, we're not interested in a bunch of decimal numbers. So each of our sides is 19 square root of 2 all over 2. 19 square root of 2 all over 2. All right. One more example, kind of like that one. We're given the hypotenuse as square root of 10. So then our sides are x and y that we need to solve for. So we're going to set it up the same way we did here. A square root of 2 equals square root of 10. So divide both sides by square root of 10. So A equals square root of 10 over square root of 2. All right. So a shortcut from this one, instead of multiplying it by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, if I have only a square root on top and only a square root on bottom, so see this one I didn't because I had that 19 on top, but if it's just a square root, then really this is a equals big square root of 10 divided by 2. What is 10 divided by 2? 10 divided by 2 is 5. So A equals square root of 5. Can I simplify that any further? No, there's no other factors of 5. So our sides are square root of 5. Okay, you can only do it like this if it's only a square root. If it's got a number, then you have to do it this way. I'll link to a video reviewing some of these rules in case you need a refresher. All right, let me know if you have any questions with your 45, 45, 90 special right triangle.